The Coonhound Collective podcast is brought to you by CZ Welding and Custom Dog Boxes. Dog boxes built by hunters, for hunters. Check these guys out today. This is your host, Jason Snellgrove, and I will be your guide as we journey down the road to pleasure hunt or hitting the long trail to those great comp hunts. This is the Coonhound Collective podcast. Welcome to the Coonhound Collective podcast today. Today's going to be a little bit different, as the only advertisement you will hear is there at the intro, the brought to you by, and I'm literally just going to do a audio version of the UKC night hunt rules. Now, I am reading straight from the UKC night hunt rule book, and I'm only covering the section under night hunts, official night hunt honor rules, effective January 1, 2023. This will be just for driving to a hunt somewhere. You can click on them, refresh your memory on them, and that's it. There's going to be no other advertisements, no other talking, nothing else, just be these rules. So stay tuned. We're going to get started. Number 1, deadlines. All deadlines must be strictly enforced. No exceptions. No entries will be accepted after the UKC listed entry deadline. No scorecards will be accepted after the posted deadline to return scorecards. Deadline may only be extended if lone handler is required to go back to Master of Hounds or Hunt Director for a non-hunting judge to finish a cast. And an appeal must be requested and filed immediately following the panel's ruling while panel is still assembled. Number 2, point system. Strike points. 100 points for the dog that is declared struck first, 75 points for second, 50 points for third, 25 points for fourth. B, babbling. Dogs declared struck and determined to be babbling shall be minused on strike if there is any question when a hunting judge is used. The cast must vote immediately. It takes a majority of the cast vote to minus. A tied vote results in deleted strike points. C, tree points. 125 points for the dog declared treed first, 75 points second, 50 points third, 25 points fourth. Note, any dog declared treed on the same tree 2 minutes after the first dog was declared treed shall receive 25 tree points. Dogs not opening on trail must be declared struck before a tree call may be accepted. D, other. Dogs must open and be heard opening when declared struck or treed. Otherwise, call may not be accepted. Points may be split for position when call positions cannot be determined. Number 3, points will be plussed. A, when dogs strike and tree a coon is seen during shining time only by a non-hunting judge by a majority of the cast when hunting judge is used. B, when dog is declared struck and treed and coon is seen other than in the tree, dog declared treed to receive strike and tree points. Dogs not declared treed, strike points only. C, if dog catches coon, strike points only. D, one set of strike points in case of split tree, and each will be counted as separate trees for tree points. E, dogs that are shut out must still be declared struck. They are eligible for tree points if they are declared treed within the 3 minutes. If they are at tree shut out on when judge arrives, strike points are deleted for all other situations. They are accountable for their strike points. Number 4, points will be minused. Strike minus. A, after first minute each time dog is released, dog must be declared struck on or before the third bark. For dogs not declared struck on the third bark, on the first offense, judge shall minus the available strike points and ask for a call on the next bark. Otherwise, dog shall be scratched if not declared struck on the next bark. Referred to 6I for second offense. B, a handler calling the wrong dog on the first offense results in the available position being minused. Refer to Rule 6I for second offense. C, when a dog quits a track that is being worked and comes into cast. D. If none of the declared struck dogs open within 6 minutes. E. For calling dogs off trail. F. If dog declared treed after 3 minutes have elapsed, no additional dogs can be declared treed at that particular tree. Dogs treeing but not declared treed when judge arrives receives minus strike points. Dogs shut out on strike will receive no minus strike points. Refer to Rule 6F for Champion Division cast of off game. Tree minus. G. When dogs tree and a non-hunting judge or a majority of the cast when hunting judge is used can plainly see no coon to be there, strike and tree points are minused. H. After a dog is declared treed, at least one of the dogs declared treed must bark at least once every 2 minutes until the cast arrives at the tree, or all dogs declared treed at that tree will be minused and the tree will be open again. I. When a dog that is declared treed leaves the tree, the dog's tree points are minused. If dog returns to the tree within the 3 minutes, he will receive the next available position on tree, unless all dogs have been declared treed. After 2 minutes of the first dog being declared tree, the only tree position available is 25 points. J. Any dogs declared treed after the 3 minutes expires and tree is closed, call will be accepted as a split tree. If a dog is on closed tree when judge arrives, strike and tree points are scored as dog left separate split tree and is now considered treeing but not declared treed on this particular tree. Other. K. In registered category for running, treeing, or molesting off game must be seen. In the event of off game is a squirrel seen in a tree and the tree is an obvious den tree, refer to Rule 5D. Birds are not considered off game. Number 5. Circled and deleted points. Circle points. A. When dog strikes and trees on a tree or a hole in the ground where there could be a coon, if the judge does not see the coon and no off game is seen, note, in case of running coon in hole or place of refuge other than a tree, handler may call dog treed. However, if not called treed, cast may proceed to general area and track can be considered finished if dogs by actions either tree barking or otherwise show to the satisfaction of the judge coon to be there. One dog must show end of trail for dogs declared treed in a hole or tile. See Rule 3B or 4G if acceptable. B. No dog to receive minus points for coming into the tree after judge arrives unless a coon is seen and the dog's treeing are awarded plus points. C. If half the cast votes to plus and half the cast votes to circle a tree. If a squirrel is seen on a den tree, must have visible hole large enough for a coon to enter into, or tree has a nest or place of refuge where a coon could be hitting. Deleted points. E. If half the cast votes to circle and half the cast votes to minus a tree. F. If dogs are trailing when time is out. G. If judge has to call timeout in accordance with Rule 7. H. When dog trees on a tree or coon previously scored, cast may go to the tree without dogs being declared treed. A majority of the cast agree when hunting judges are used. I. When dogs that is shut out comes into tree shut out on, refer to 3E. 6. Scratching offenses. Dog related offenses. A. If a dog has accumulated a total of 400 minus. B. For fighting or attempting to fight when off leash during the hunt, including any time out periods. When the aggressive dog is known, scratch the aggressor only. If not known, scratch dogs involved. Withdrawing to avoid being reported for fighting is not permitted. C. Failing to make an attempt to hunt within any 15 consecutive scorecard minutes. D. Bitches smelling strong enough to attract dogs or a dog that is just bad to bother other dogs. E. for delaying completion of cast for 1 hour after timeout is called during the hunt in accordance with Rule 7. F. In Champion Division cast for running, treeing, or molesting off game. Off game must be seen during hunting time, including any time out periods prior to the expiration of the hunt time. Exception 5B. In the event the off game is a squirrel seen in a tree and the tree is obvious den tree, refer to Rule 5D. Birds are not considered off game. G. For running or molesting livestock. H. For hunting over or under the advertised hunt time. Handler-related offenses. I. After first minute each time dog is released, dog must be declared struck on or before the third bark. For dog not declared struck on the second offense, the dog is scratched. Refer to Rule 4A for first offense. J. On second offense of a handler calling the wrong dog, refer to Rule 4B for the first offense. K. For use of any device used to control dog prior to cast completing hunt time. L. If handler hollers at or physically abuses dog. M. If handler fails to declare treed a dog obviously treeing, judge decision for a period of 5 minutes. Dog may be declared treed while 5 is running, but not after the 5 has expired. Judge must verify dog to be at a tree before it can be scratched. If the cast is in the process of shining a separate tree, time shall be canceled or not be applied to another dog. N. If handler fails to return to master hounds or hunt director after casts become separated, time period allotted is determined by master hounds or hunt director. O. For climbing or cutting trees or disturbing a place of refuge. P. For intentionally killing coon or other game. Q. For searching tree before the start of shine time. R. For failure to stay with the cast unless given permission to leave. S. For encouraging, discouraging, or physically abusing a dog. Praising a handled dog is not considered encouraging. T. For use of scoring aids other than light, mechanical squaller, or thermal imaging device. Laser pointers light is permitted. U. Handler's dog will be scratched for rule violations by their spectators. V. If handler displays unsportsmanlike conduct towards any individual on club grounds or during the hunt. W. If scorecard lacks handler's signature, or if an event official cannot satisfactorily determine accurate score, dogs affected will be scratched. Refer to Rule 12C. Other offenses. X. Implied scratch for violating a stated rule when no specific penalty is noted. 7. Judge or majority of cast, if hunting judges used, may call timeout in accordance with the following note. Dogs declared treed prior to timeout being called shall be scored. A. When dogs are getting on highway, trail onto posted land, or trail into a place where there is a danger to dogs or hunters. B. If dogs get with another group of dogs. C. In case of an accident or sickness. D. When dogs are trailing out of hearing in different directions. E. After scoring dogs on tree and all remaining dogs are either on leash or declared treed, and cast decides to move to new location after all trees are scored. Timeout may be called walking to remaining trees with scored dogs on leash. Hunt time shall be used during shining time for each tree. If dog leaves tree, time shall be called back in and dogs on leash recast. Number 8. Handlers. A. It is a handler's responsibility to tell judge when dog opens and when dog trees. B. It is a handler's responsibility to check their score and make sure all points are accurate before citing the scorecard. C. Any handler unable to complete hunt must pick up his dog or judge to give permission for another handler to complete hunt. Although dog is scratched or withdrawn, the handler is encouraged to stay with the cast, retains all voting privileges unless handler is scratched for unsportsmanlike conduct. D. If handler leaves cast, They should note hunt time used, note other dog scores, and include their initials in the right margin of the scorecard. E. If only one handler remains, handler must return to master of hounds or hunt director for a non-hunting judge. F. Relaying any type of electronic messages with references to score that is deemed detrimental to the hunt may result in suspension. Number 9. Judges. A. Judges are picked by the host club because they believe them to be honest and capable of keeping score, just as it is given to them by handlers. They will show no favors to any dog or hunter and will inform handlers of score and time recorded, if requested. Authority of the judge begins when he is officially designated and receives a scorecard. The judge shall be in control of the cast. B. Club will have the option of hunting or non-hunting judges on all casts for each division. A non-hunting judge may be assigned to any cast at the discretion of Master of Hounds, Hunt Director, or club officials. C. Judge must maintain a pace attainable by all members of the cast. D. Judge will be first to arrive at the tree. E. Even though their dog is withdrawn or scratched, they shall continue to judge the cast. If the judge is unable to complete their duties for the duration of the hunt due to unforeseen circumstances, only then may they assign another qualified handler in the cast to finish judging the cast. Number 10. Spectators. A. 2 spectators per handler will be allowed on all casts. B. Spectators may not shine tree unless all handlers in cast agree. This decision shall be made at the start of the hunt and applies for the duration of the hunt time. C. Spectators may not be included in the majority required to score trees or enter discussions pertaining to the scoring of dogs. D. Spectators are otherwise held to the same rules and conduct as handlers. Number 11. Scoring dogs. A. Prior to arriving at tree. Scorecards to be carried by judge or non-hunting scorekeeper if all cast members agree. It must be scored in plain view of all. Dogs must hold the tree for 3 minutes unless all dogs in the cast are declared treed, on leash, or hunting time has expired. If one dog in the cast or one dog remaining in the cast does not hold tree for 3 minutes, dogs declared treed within hunting time are eligible for scoring. If at all possible, be at the tree within 3 minutes. If handlers are so far from the tree that it will take more than 3 minutes to get there, they are to start walking toward the tree, but stopping periodically to let other handlers see if their dog is treed. Judge is not to let any handler keep holding him away from the tree just to let dog get to the tree after the 3 minutes are up. B. After arriving at the tree. After the 3 minutes, first dog's tree may be scored. Dog should not be minus tree points if he comes back a short distance to meet the handler. If dog goes back in and tree satisfactory, dogs at tree must be leashed. 8 minutes of hunting time may be used to shine tree. Individuals holding first tree shall be granted first 2 minutes to shine alone if requested. C. Split trees. Where dogs split up, judge will go with handler to the dog that trees first. If a split tree is obvious, judge's decision, split tree will be assigned. Separate time must be kept on each tree unless all dogs are declared treed. Judge shall give handler permission to handle dog on split trees unless cast is in process of shining a tree. After the split tree dog is handled, handler shall return to cast. If all dogs are declared treed and handled and cast needs to move to new location after scoring, all trees may be scored in the most convenient order. Refer to 7E and 11D if acceptable. Otherwise, trees must always be scored in order dogs were declared treed. D. Recasting. After being scored, dogs may be released immediately or led a reasonable distance, judge's decision, from the scored tree before recasting. However, if another dog in the cast is declared treed, handlers have the option to recast or keep scored dog on leash. Handlers opting to keep dog on leash may not recast dog until next opportunity arises. Next tree is scored or dog leaves tree. If all remaining dogs in the cast are declared treed and cast decide they need to move to a new location after all dogs are scored, all scored dogs shall remain on leash and timeout shall be called while walking to split trees. Hunt time shall be called back in during shining time only. Otherwise, scored dogs may be recast even if all remaining dogs are declared treed. Once a position has been scored, it becomes available again. A dog declared struck after the recast receives the next available strike points. A dog cannot be struck in over a position that is being held except when a dog holds his strike position for 1 hour. In that case, all strike positions will be open to other dogs. The strike position previously held by the dogs on leash is not available until dog is recast. Multiple dogs may occupy 4 strike position. Number 12, scorecards. Scorecards must be completed in the woods and no changes can be made later except where a question arises and is noted in the woods. B. Handler signatures verify hunting time and scores and are correct. Any protests relative to time or scores shall be noted with a question mark. C. Any handler failing to sign the scorecard in the woods may have the opportunity to sign upon returning the scorecard to and in view of the master of hounds or hunt director. Number 13, ties. All ties to be broken for placement by comparing scores in the following order. A. Dogs that have the least number of minus points. B. If still a tie, dog that has the most plus tree points. C. If still a tie, dog that has the most plus strike points. D. If still a tie, dog that has the most circle tree points. E. If still a tie, dog that has the most circle strike points. F. If still a tie, dogs involved will hunt in 1 hour intervals until tie is broken or flip a coin if all parties agree. Number 14, questioning a judge. A. Non-hunting judge cast. The decision of non-hunting judge may only be questioned in the field at the time the decision is made. The non-hunting judge decision cannot be overturned in the field. It may be scored with a question mark and reviewed by the master of hounds or panel. A decision made by a non-hunting judge may only be overturned by the master of hounds or panel. B. Hunting judge cast. The following procedure must be followed when using hunting judges on a cast, regardless of category. Number 1, the hunting judge has complete authority and will be responsible for scoring all situations. Number 2, should a situation arise where a handler questions a call that was made or a call that should have been made but wasn't, that handler may ask to have his question voted on by all cast members that remain with the cast at the time. Number 3, each handler must vote or their dog will be scratched. It takes a majority vote to overturn judge's decision. Any handler that is not satisfied with the outcome retains the right to place a question mark on the card and present his question to the master hounds or panel. Number 4, situations not questioned and noted at the time judge's decision is made will not be considered. Number 15, electronic devices. Locating devices. The handheld of locating only devices may be carried by the handler. Devices may be used during the hunt as a outline in current locating devices rule. Locating devices rules are provided in the host club's events packet and are also on UKC's website. Lighted collars are allowed. Controlling devices. Any handheld capable of controlling a dog, stimulating or taunting, must be left in the vehicle and may not be used by the handler or spectator until dog-wearing device is scratched and all other dogs are recovered for recasting. Number 16, definitions. Attempting to fight. Number 1, showing aggressive behavior. Number 2, interfering with another dog's during the authority of the judge. Babbling. When a dog opens 3 times or has been struck where no track is evident. Bother. Displaying breeding type behavior. Shut out. When a dog has not been declared struck before the first dog has been declared treed, dog is shut out only if it trees on tree it was shut out on. Otherwise, strike points remain live. Unsportsmanlike conduct, including but not limited to trying to stir trouble, drinking, continuous argumentative, threatening or intimidating, or any actions that reflect negatively on the UKC or the hunt club. Okay, that's all the night hunt rules. I hope this helps you out as you're driving to a hunt somewhere. I do ask that I just read these straight out of the rule book off their website. I will try to link the link to this rule book in the show notes below if you want to go back and take a look over them. I tried to just read them straight out of the book, didn't add nothing to, take nothing away, so you can go back and reference. Hopefully this helps you out, and thanks for listening. Thanks, guys, for listening to the Coonhound Collective podcast today. We really appreciate you taking your time out of your day to listen to the podcast. If you don't mind, head over to Facebook and give us a like, and head over to Instagram and give us a follow. It's both at the Coonhound Collective. Also, if you would like to reach us here at the Coonhound Collective, you can reach us at thecoonhoundcollective@gmail.com. If there's someone that you would like to hear on the podcast or a product that you would like to hear talked about, please send it to thecoonhoundcollective@gmail.com. Thanks again. Have a great day.